What's next on here? James Gunn, DCU reveals. He was on Josh Horowitz, and we got Coy here. And how many people we got in the stream right now, John? Did we lose a lot of people as we talked about our
actual lives?
Our
the real part of Real Rejects. We want to hear more reactions. Why are we here listening to Coy's anxiety and Greg's EGGs?
That's pretty good for a random live stream that we're doing.
Nice.
Like you got to.
It was 2,000.
I have a. Was it?
No. Just we lost half.
They were like, suddenly my self-worth just went down the drain in 1 second. I'm like, what?
As soon as I said my real life struggles, it's like, nah.
Oh God, the mental battles. Yeah, the Henry. I don't know why I have that. That's my first note here. Let's talk about some of these reveals.
Yes.
I got some notes here. This is one I love hearing about. This is when my ears did perk up when Henry Cavill was brought up. He clarified that Cavill's departure as Superman happened the day his DC Studios deal closed. So I believe in the interview what he was saying is that the day he closed the deal was the same day they announced Henry Cavill was coming back.
Because remember, we found out the next day.
Yeah.
We found out the Gunn deal the next day.
What a shit show. That just is a terrible thing for both James Gunn and Henry Cavill. That sucks. But in the interview, he said that he and Safran felt they owed it to him to go directly to him because of the situation. He said it was a terrible thing what happened to him, and that Henry was the one who respected it and it was the one who wanted to put out the message himself.
I also love that they met with him in person and they made it like, hey, that's such an awkward meeting. And I love that they like manned up and took that time to really like, we're sorry.
It's weird. Now I'm seeing a lot of things coming around about, let's get juicy here. Now I'm seeing a lot of things coming around about the Snyderverse, Snyder cult side of it, which kind of sucks to hear because, like Zack Snyder, the word Zack Snyder now is associated with a cult when I really love the filmmaker Zack Snyder. And it sucks that there is this side of fandom there that is, it's really strange.
Yeah.
They're buying billboards and advertisements that are having no effect. And a side that's like, look what we do. We're here for good. But then they take people down.
Very aggressive and very, yeah. Most, I'd say 90% of the time, not 90, that's not fair. I'd say 70% of the time I get hostile threats or just blind anger or anything that's like really vitriolic. That's a hashtag in their bio. And that sucks because I don't think of Zach that way.
Yeah.
But that is it's a tricky
that's what
asterisk.
I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's called Snyder cult, but I never see their leader, their god, going out there and saying like
and baptizing.
Yeah,
him.
Fuck James Gunn.
He did a Rick and Morty with him last month.
He did a Rick and Morty. They've taken the photo together and
they've worked together.
The reason I'm bringing this up is, do you think? And keep in mind, this is come from someone who really came around heavily on the Snyderverse, and when it seemed like there was a possibility of it being restored, I was excited by it. I was like, yeah, I want to see this. I want to see this vision get fulfilled. In fact, I'll even throw this out there. Since I've been reading Kingdom Come, I was like, this is what Zack Snyder should direct.
Oh, the scope of that, the God element.
And yeah, the tone and fucking brooding dark Superman.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the Snyder one. This is what he should have done.
And the visuals even. Like, that's the way he directs.
I feel like if there was like an Elseworlds like straight adaptation, more than The Dark Knight Returns, I think the Kingdom Come, I'm like, this reeks of Zack Snyder to me.
I'd love to see that in 10 years. Like, once we got there narratively.
Yeah.
Or as an, like,
an Elseworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really tricky thing because of the cult. Like, if you open that door, there's going to be so many expectations, and that's unfortunate because I'd love to see it.
But I'm okay. So what I was getting at is with Henry Cavill writing a letter to David Corenswet, Henry Cavill wanting to put this message out there. Do you feel like if Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder, if they actually said something like to the camera of like, hey, this new Superman movie's great, or something like that, do you think that would make a difference at all?
I would love it as a gesture, but I don't think it would make a difference.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it just feels like, I don't know, it feels like a videotape in a basement. Like, oh, they made me say, like, there would be excuses. Like, even if Zach filmed it walking out, the people that are the most vitriolic would say like, bet they paid him, bet they forced him to. Oh, what's the real, like or they'd like zoom in and be like, his eyebrow twitch didn't mean it. They're just not navigable as people.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think there's reasoning with them.
Fucking hate Twitter.
I mean, I think it's a Twitter mindset, but I think it's the internet. I think when I say internet, I'm speaking to the highs and lows of it. But anytime you have a hive mind that has the ability to connect to that level, it's really dangerous when they use it for evil. Like, what the internet could have given us is utopia. And instead, by human nature, we reward negativity, and there aren't any safeguards to prevent that. So, like, I say all the time that being kind and being good is so much more vulnerable, so it doesn't happen as often. So then negativity is rewarded just by the way we're wired. It's a safety feature of like, I hate that too. Oh, me too. Oh, me too. I think the group of them have become this giant thing because it's a lot of people that feel alone, and it's a lot of people that feel abandoned. It's a lot of people. And then it's a universe that didn't get its finish, and that made them feel more abandoned. So it's a really sad thing that turned sadness into rage, and then you can't reason with rage, and it only fuels itself. So I think, unfortunately, with, you know, Zach and Deborah being such good people, to my knowledge, I don't know them personally, but like all of the things they've done for mental health and suicide awareness, and all the things they've done with making art, and all of their passion, it's unfortunate that you know, it's a thing that I don't feel like they could even change. And Henry Cavill likewise, like, I don't feel like that group, if they cared as much as they tweet or Instagram or TikTok, I think movies would do better with him. His movies don't do the numbers they should. I think Henry Cavill's an excellent actor. I think he is so charming. I think Man from U.N.C.L.E. is one of the most slept on movies of the last 20, however long years. I think it's exceptional. That movie didn't do well. I think that if there was an action behind things that was for art, for celebrating, it would be a beautiful thing. But the internet doesn't work to celebrate. It works to disparage.
He did say, too, with Henry, that he could come back in the DCU. Who do you think it could be if he were to cast?
It would depend on, like, you know, he's aging because that is life. Time has passed. So I would love for him to play something where he doesn't have to stay, like, you know, jacked for 10 years just because of, you know, physiology. Like, I feel bad for Hugh Jackman sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll just think like, man, I don't want to do this workout. Cut to Hugh Jackman, like 20 years older than me. Like, yeah, no donuts. So Henry Cavill in that universe, but someone that wouldn't have to necessarily stay jacked. And how old is Henry Cavill now?
He's probably 40 or close to.
Okay. So he's got like at least another 20 years of like, if he wants to be. 42. I would say in that universe, you know what? No, that wouldn't work because that's a very shirtless role. I would love for him to play like
Solomon Grundy.
No, someone that is a villain because I think he'd be great at it, but someone that wouldn't necessarily be in the sphere of Superman because that would get.
Be Brainiac. How meta of a shit would that be?
Man,
how cool would that be?
I actually don't hate that at all. That'd be really fun to like have a calculating, controlled, malicious. Because I really liked him for Doctor Doom for a bit.
If he's playing like I mean, he was a villain in Fallout, and I think it would allow him to show his range.
That's why I think, like, as a villain, I think there's a lot of potential.
If he could pull off Brainiac,
I was like, not Superman. You're like, what if he's Superman's bad guy?
But Brainiac is not at all what I imagine Henry Cavill to do.
No, it'd be a stretch, which would be great.
It'd be a stretch, but I think the meta-ness of it would be so appealing too.
I like that. That's really fun.
Yeah.
I think another one would be the Human Target. That's a hero, but Human Target's a hero that basically gets targeted and has death kind of thrown at him in order to save people. So one of my favorite runs of Human Target, Greg Smallwood art, is basically he takes poison for Lex Luthor, but actually gets poisoned. And he has only 7 days to find out who's caused his death in order to solve the mystery. So he's like a play dead for hire, but sometimes he actually gets hurt. So that's kind of like a spy espionage Man from U.N.C.L.E. thing, but it's all charm and like, it's basically James Bond. Like, you're getting to like schmooze the women and do all this cool espionage stuff, but you get to be like a Lothario. And I think that'd be really cool to see Henry Cavill. Basically, it's me casting him in Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, okay.
I wanted him as Bond so bad. I thought like this would be him and that Bond itch scratched.
All right, cool. That's fun.